Hello, and welcome to the Trade Site Stocks and Futures Market Preview and Domestic Economic Data Roadmap for the week beginning Monday, the 7th of December, 2015, and ending Friday, the 11th of December, as we round out the year here. Here's a look at the ES front month futures contract. This is the daily chart of the futures. And we did start to roll over a bit on Thursday. We did have the attack in California on Thursday as well. And then Friday, with the non-farm payroll and trade balance numbers both out, we had a very flat opening and then managed to rebound actually on decent volume in the futures. If you look at this futures contract, look at that volume. That was the biggest volume day in months, really. Now, it wasn't the best volume day in the stock market. We'll look at that in a moment. But it's interesting that the futures contract saw that volume. All right, so here's crude oil. Closed under 40 at 39.97, lowest close since back in August. And frankly, we only had 1, 2, 3 days that closed lower than that all year. So we are flirting with all-time lows here on crude oil, or all-time lows for the last decade, essentially. Here's a look at gold. On the other hand, it did bounce, $26.70. The S&P, after opening flat, was up $42.07 points for the session. The NASDAQ 100 near a new closing high again, up 109.37. SOX up 12.77. A cut breakout happening there. By the way, all this on the backs of the fact that we had a decent earnings number, economic number in the form of the NFP and unemployment numbers. And the revisions going backwards were also positive there, so that helped the market out here. The biotech index up almost 100 points. That's just a minor bounce for that one. The VIX down 3.3. That's a big deal, closing at 1481. Notice, by the way, on the VIX that it was on Tuesday, that we got the 13 seeker buy signal curled up for 2 days. That may have caused the plunge for one day, and then now we're giving that back. Trend closed at 0.95, and the 10-day moving average has been really stuck to that 1.2 area for a while now. NASDAQ volume was good for the week, but the worst day was Friday. So it's interesting that the day that saw the futures volume on the move up, we did not see it in the stock market. Fridays are not common days for great volume, but the fact that we moved up as much as we did without it is actually not a positive sign compared to some of the other things we saw this week. But we did have Monday over 2 billion shares, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday between 1.8 and 2 billion, and then Friday 1.7. Advancers beat decliners on the NASDAQ by 1,002 offerings on Friday, and they beat it on the New York by 947. So there was some breadth. And of course, our stocks that are up for the year started going up again once the market did. Google closing up 11, near all-time highs. Apple up 383. And Amazon up 639. Decent action there. Netflix up 412, looking like a nice potential for run next week. So let's take a look at the intraday action for the week. We'll go to 10-minute candles on the ES futures contract. You'll notice that Monday opened flat and kind of drifted down. Tuesday we gapped up. We did not fill the gap, flat for most of the session, and then hit it up. We had a nice trading day on Tuesday, though. Monday was end of month of November, by the way, so that's part of why that was flat. Wednesday, basically a flat opening, headed lower. We filled the gap from Tuesday and closed right about where we had Monday at the close. Thursday opened flat, so there are not really gaps this week except for that Tuesday gap. We opened flat, headed lower, initially bounced a little, then rolled more, and then we heard about the terrorist incident in the afternoon, and everything kind of fell. At the time, we didn't know it was terrorism. Appears that it might have been now. Friday, basically a flat opening on that economic data, and then headed up, got a 13 Comer sell signal with an hour left, and that was the high of the session. So that was our week on the ES side. Here's the NASDAQ side. By the way, let's go back to the ES for just a second. So we did not reclaim the high of the week, by the way, and look where we closed. We closed almost exactly within a point of where we closed the prior Friday. NASDAQ side closed up a little bit for the week after the Monday drift, the Tuesday gap up and drift higher. Wednesday rolled over a little bit, came back to where we closed Monday. Same story as the other one. Flat opening on Thursday and then headed lower. This was actually, NASDAQ side was heading lower before the shooting. Friday flat opening and moved back up. So on this one we did gain maybe 30 points for the week, which is minor on the NASDAQ. All right, so we had a good trading week overall. I'd say Tuesday, Wednesday, we came into the week saying Monday would be light because of end of month, and Fridays are just Fridays, and then Friday we ended up having the light volume. So the better trading days we were focused on with nothing major in the middle of the week was Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and I think we nailed it pretty well all 3 days. Had a great trading week overall in futures and stocks. What do we have to look forward to for the next trading week, as we have this week and next week are the last full weeks of the year, really, before we hit the holidays. So Monday, consumer credit at 3 in the afternoon, no big deal. Tuesday, JOLTS job openings 30 minutes into the market, no big deal. Wednesday, MBA mortgage index at 7 a.m. Eastern time, wholesale inventories 30 minutes into the market, crude oil inventories an hour into the market. Thursday, the weekly initial and continuing jobless claims, the import-export prices, natty gas in the an hour in, and Treasury budget at 2 p.m. in the afternoon. And then Friday, PPI retail sales, and then 30 minutes in, business inventories, and the first look at Michigan sentiment for the month. What does all that add up to? Nothing too important in terms of economic data. The Fed meeting is still in front of us in December. We do have triple expiration the week after this one. That's always exciting, usually in the middle of the week at least for us. But this week, there's really nothing to point to any specific thing, just like last week. This time, we don't have end of month. So again, maybe Monday's a little light. They often are. Maybe Friday's a little light. They often are. But Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday are wide open for good trading days, just like we had this last week. So we hope to see it again. Charts as usual brought to you by eSignal 12. If you've not taken a trial of our services, feel free to do so. We will help you out and make some money for a couple weeks. And we do have a special running right now on our 6-month mentorship program. Contact us for details. If you do find these videos useful, please like them on YouTube. It does help us out. Thanks and have a great trading week.